When an older couple decides to get divorced after decades of marriage, how complex is that?
It really depends on each couple and the circumstances of that couple, but we do see in marriages that have lasted decades and involving older couples, they can be much more complicated or at least complex. There's a couple reasons for that. Number one, when you've had a long period of time with someone, you've had longer period of time to accumulate wealth and you might have larger finances or larger accounts. You've also had a longer period of time to accumulate debt. So we have to deal with all of that at the point of divorce. Some of the issues we see in younger couples or shorter term marriages involving children aren't necessarily as prevalent when you're dealing with older folks, but a complicating factor a lot of times is the children are grown and they have the ability to speak with one parent, the other, or both, and they can put their influence into the case. So while the issues related to the children may not be at the forefront of the case, issues related to distributing debts and liabilities certainly are. And another issue that's also complicating in or complex in some cases involving older people is alimony. Because people are older, they're fastly approaching or have already reached retirement age. And the main goal after a divorce is to allow the parties to move on with their life in a lifestyle that's comfortable and somewhat comparable to that which they enjoyed during the marriage. And when people are retired, finances are generally limited, and it's quite a task to make sure that both parties are able to move forward with their life.
Wow. Are you seeing a lot of those gray divorces?
We are seeing a significant increase in older couples going through the divorce process, um, and especially cases where parties have been married for decades, dating back to the 80s sometimes. The reason for that, I don't know. There's many people that have speculated. People are living longer. People attribute that to older folks getting divorced. The social stigma of divorce has seemingly gone away as we sit here in 2025. People attribute that perhaps to older people getting divorced. It's my belief that there's a host of reasons that older people are going through this process, but we are certainly seeing it in our law office.
Do you think it's more emotional when they've been together for so long?
I do. All divorce is emotional. However, when you're dealing with a case where people have been together for decades, they've built a life together. Everything that they have is intertwined, their finances, their family, everything. These people came together as single people. They had children. Their children grow, moved out of the home. They have grandchildren. And now the life that they're experiencing as a divorced person later in life is far different than that which they experienced when they were single entering into the marriage. So all divorce is emotional, but certainly due to the length of the marriage and the shared journey that they have gone on over a number of years, it can certainly be more emotional for older people going through the process.
I'm sure. This is great info. Thank you, Brian.